In this video, we're going to go over really almost a story in a sense, something applicable to sales, and really just a way to format academically, like ways to go through a conversation that can be the most advantageous, especially in our case, trying to guide a customer, let's say, to make a decision. Okay. This, I'm going to say examples is called conversational cutlery. Okay. Cutlery, right? Silverware, spoons, knives, forks. Okay. Those are kind of the 3 points that allow for different types of formatting questions or parts of the conversation that you're going to have with the customer, and it's going to go in that order: spoon, knife, fork. Okay. So the spoon, right? You looked at a spoon. It's shaped kind of like an ear, right? It's rounded. It can be used for reflection. Okay. So you need to listen and reflect is the point of the spoon, right? Oh, a question like, oh, no, tell me about that. Sounds like you've seen this problem, it rained last week, and it sounds like you call this for this particular reason. You're interested in gutter cleaning. You're describing like part of the gutter that's overflowing. Tell me about that. That allows us to gather information, but also like beyond listening, right? The spoon can be used for reflection, right? Be attentive to things like validation. Oh, yeah, like I'm actually aware that I have a problem with my gutter, and that's why I'm calling you guys out. I think I need help, right? That's the purpose of the spoon, right? Listen and reflect. Okay. The knife. Okay. You need to cut into the issue, right? That's what you do with a knife, right? You cut. So this is what I've noticed. From when I'm at your property or when I'm looking at your property, I'm the office manager looking it up on Google Earth, or I'm the technician in the field looking at the gutter with you. This is what I'm noticing. I'm seeing striping on the side of the gutter, or I see this giant tree in your front yard that is probably a contributor to the problem that you're talking about. That's also a great time in a way to give your professional recommendation. Okay. In a sense, you want to build authority and credibility with the customer, because if you're going to give that professional recommendation, it's going to go over a whole lot better. If you have authority and credibility that this person's going to trust us because, oh, we've actually helped your neighbor before. I've helped you before. We helped you last year. Whatever it might be, try to build authority and credibility into that professional recommendation. Okay. And also like asking questions and, relating to what you're seeing too. That's a great way to build, a sense of liking, right? And last part of the conversational cutlery is the fork, right? The fork in the road. We need to prod for a decision in a sense. Okay. The customer ultimately, the prospect is in control of their own decision, right? You want to give them the sense of control because it's going to encourage action. And ultimately, we're probably going to present options that ultimately any of these options work for us, which works best for you, right? So in the process of, entering the fork in the road, prodding for the decision, we know that the prospect, or we want to position the prospect to be in control of their own decision, right? Because ultimately the prospect can do nothing about the issue, or they can do something about the issue, right? We want to guide them to a decision, hey, Miss Johnson, sounds like we talked through that you saw your gutter clogged. I'm over. It looks like, yeah, I think it's probably that giant tree in that front yard. Seems like we're coming to a decision that we want to do something about it. And, doing something would look like this. We could do the top rung gutter cleaning, the middle rung gutter cleaning, or the first rung gutter cleaning, which works best for you, right? So that's kind of a story that we can use as an example of how to go through something related to sales. It's really just a way to process or go through conversations called conversational cutlery. The spoon, listen and reflect, right? Knife, cut into the issue, right? Fork in the road, help them make a decision.